People fill Barbara Hall Park at 519 Church Street to remember and to pay tribute to the 50 people killed and 53 others wounded by a lone gunman who opened fire inside the gay club early this morning. A number of dignitaries spoke at tonight's gathering.
Homophobia cannot be fought with Islamophobia. The more we love each other, the better off we will be and the better off the world will be. So what happened in Orlando happened to all of us. It happened to all of us, and so we have to recognize.
Many of the people who we heard from tonight spoke about a wide variety of emotions that many are feeling tonight. It could be anger, fear, but the strongest message of all was that love must conquer that all, that hate must not be returned with hate. And one of the more powerful moments that many experienced tonight was Councillor Kristen Wong-Tam speaking in front of the audience tonight and also bringing forward your Muslim fiance, Farah here. Tell me what the message was that you felt was so important that you had to share.
I wanted to make sure that we knew that when we're talking about the community, we're talking about all the community, and the LGBT community includes everyone. In my family, when we sit down for dinner, we will have Christians, Buddhists, myself, Muslim people coming together when we break bread. And that is one of the most remarkable things about Toronto and all that is already here, is that we live together in relative peace and harmony, and we are totally interconnected. And when we talk about accepting one another and celebrating one another, we talk about doing this for ourselves.
This message was adapted from the statement created by the Gay Straight Alliance at Bernathdorp Collegiate Institute. Today, with sadness and shock alongside the rest of the world and the Kipling community, we as members of the Gay Straight Alliance recognize and grieve another senseless act of violence. Ironically, during Pride Month, when LGBTQ people should be celebrating, 49 people were killed and at least 53 were wounded in the early morning of June 12th when a gunman opened fire in a popular gay club in downtown Orlando. The death toll makes the shooting the worst in USA history, police say.
Our thoughts are not only with the victims, families, and friends impacted by this act of terror, but with the larger LGBTQ community that was targeted by an act of hate. Muslims and other religious or recognized groups around the world have also been targeted by violence, intolerance, and hatred. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. And so today, we look to each of you to welcome, respect, and love your family and friends, and especially those whose beliefs and practices do not align with your own.
The TDSP Director of Education, along with the Ontario Premier and Prime Minister of Canada, encouraged schools to talk openly and with care about this tragedy, which clearly reminds us that LGBTQ community still faces hate and discrimination. Toronto Mayor John Tory said in an official statement, "This terrifying and horrific act of violence is devastating to the LGBTQ community around the world and to all of us who support their right to live and love freely and safely. We rededicate ourselves to making sure Toronto is a beacon of acceptance and equality to the world." And now onto a video.
Being queer and a Muslim, is there fear on your part at all?
I think Muslims have been subjected to Islamophobic hate for a very long time. We saw that during the election, we see that time and time again. So I'm absolutely concerned about the increasing of Islamophobia after this. But I'm also very scared and nervous for Muslim queer folks that may be at home right now. It's the holy month of Ramadan. So when they're with their families, I want them to know that they're not alone, that they're not isolated, and that there are a community for them.
Hello, Kipling. My name is Terrence, and I'm from Rex Pride. I'm here with Ifra and Safia, and we want to thank Kipling for having us here. What happened in Orlando was tragic and surreal, but it's reality. Homophobia exists and still does exist, which is why we do what we do. Rex Pride, Rexdale LGBTQ Youth Group. Yes, we exist. Islington and Rexdale, and we run programming for youth who are LGBTQ, questioning, allies. It's a safe space to talk, explore media, religion, whatever, as long as it's LGBTQ focused. And we do arts, so it means it's fun as well. If you're interested, please, please, please come check us out. If you want to access local supports, you have a GSA in your school, check them out. But if you want to look us up, Facebook, Rex Pride, email rexdalelgbtq@gmail.com. And the reason why we exist is because it's needed. I'm from Rexdale, was born and raised at Dixon and Kipling, and I was born a female, transitioning into male. And I actually went to Kipling and graduated here. And I went through a lot, and I know we need it here, which is why we started it. And there are people who are queer in Rexdale, and there are people who support. So if you need support, if you're questioning, if you want to be part of the movement, reach out, access that, join everybody else. Miriam?
In the spirit of working towards this acceptance, we ask those of you who identify as LGBTQ or friends and allies of the community to extend your hands. And we also ask those of you who do not identify yourself in this way to unclench your fists. Together, we can build a strong, vibrant, and connected community at Kipling CI. Thank you very much. Bye, Kipling.